They called us old legends, until Terran soldiers walked into the fire. For thousands of years, humans had been part of this galaxy, but now many species thought of them as old legends. They believed humans were weak, slow, and no longer relevant. Some said humans were brave long ago, but time had changed them. The younger races laughed when anyone mentioned Terrans. On the council station near the edge of the Sulmer system, Ambassador Lisa Brown sat quietly in her chair. She was human calm, and not easily impressed by the pomp of alien leaders. Alien delegates surrounded her, arguing loudly about the next steps to stop the growing threat from the Fireborn, a species that had burned dozens of worlds in recent years. "We should not waste ships on humans," said a tall alien with green skin and many eyes. "Their kind is old, they cannot fight like we do." Another alien, smaller and covered in scales, hissed in agreement. "They are relics, only stories from old times. Let the young fleets lead. Humans will fail if they try." Lisa did not reply. She had learned long ago that talking would not change their minds. The humans had a way of proving themselves, and words were not needed. Behind the council chamber, a small Terran observation ship hovered quietly, almost invisible. Inside, Commander Alex Carter looked out at the stars. He was in his late 30s with short brown hair and a steady gaze. Beside him were his soldiers, all trained for situations that few other species could survive. "Orders are clear," Alex said. "We observe. We do not interfere unless told." Lieutenant Ben Parker, a young soldier with sharp eyes, frowned. "Sir, the Fireborn fleets are moving fast. If we wait, the front lines will collapse." Alex nodded slowly. "I know, sometimes watching is part of the fight. But humans have ways of moving when the moment is right." On the surface of a nearby planet, the Fireborn were already attacking. Massive ships dropped from the sky like falling mountains, burning everything below. Cities were in flames, and civilians ran in terror. Other species sent their fleets to fight, but many were unprepared. The Fireborn moved with precision, destroying entire defensive structures before the defenders could respond. On one damaged outpost, Captain Noah Hill, a human officer who was not part of the council team, moved quickly among the injured. His team worked to set up barricades and help the wounded. Despite the panic around them, the humans were calm, moving efficiently. Medic Claire Adams carried injured civilians to safe zones, her hands steady as flames and explosions shook the ground. An alien soldier approached, trembling. "Why are you not running?" he asked. Noah looked at him calmly. "Because running does not save anyone. We stay, we fight, and we make sure others survive. That is what humans do." The alien could not understand. The humans seemed to have no fear, or maybe they had learned to ignore it. Explosions shook the city and debris rained down. Still, humans continued to move forward, helping, defending, and organizing. Their actions were precise, almost like a dance, but deadly serious. Back at the council station, the alien delegates argued endlessly. They blamed each other for the failures at the front. Lisa listened quietly, waiting. She knew the humans would not remain invisible for long. "Look at them," she whispered to a nearby delegate. "Humans are old, yes, but they are not weak. If they act, it will change everything." The alien delegate snorted. "Old legends, nothing more. Stories to scare children." In space, the Fireborn launched a massive attack fleet toward the main defensive line of the coalition. Ships from many species scrambled to defend, but their coordination was poor. Some fleets retreated in fear, others fired blindly, hoping to survive. The humans observed, waiting, their ships small and seemingly insignificant among the giants of the galaxy. Alex Carter watched the battle unfold. He spoke to his team quietly. "Get ready. When the moment comes, we move. No hesitation." Ben Parker looked at him nervously. "Sir, it looks impossible. They are too many." Alex smiled slightly. "That is why they think we are old legends. They do not understand humans." On the planet below, Noah Hill and his squad continued to fight. An alien commander, Varric, watched them from a hovering ship. He was furious and confused. "Why do they not flee?" Varric asked his officers. "Their numbers are few. The Fireborn will crush them in minutes." His aide, smaller and nervous, replied, "They are humans. Maybe they do not fight for themselves, only for others." Varric shook his massive head. "Impossible. All species fight for survival first. These humans, there is something strange about them." As the Fireborn ships approached the city's core, Noah's team prepared traps and barricades. He looked at his soldiers and said, "Remember, stay calm. Help as many as you can. Do not panic. That is what makes the difference." The civilians stared in fear, watching the humans move. A young girl held her mother's hand tightly. "Why are they not running?" she asked. Her mother shook her head. "I do not know, but they are helping us. Maybe they are heroes from old stories." Explosions rocked the city. Fire spread quickly. Some buildings fell, sending dust and smoke into the sky. Still, humans moved through the chaos, guiding people to safety, carrying the injured and confronting Fireborn soldiers when necessary. On the observation ship, Alex gave quiet orders. "Prepare the drop pods. We will enter the fire when the time is right. We do not wait for permission. We do what must be done." His soldiers nodded, their faces serious. They understood the risk. They had trained for this. They had trained for situations where others would die, and they had to survive to save lives. Lisa Brown watched from the council station, feeling a mix of fear and pride. She whispered to herself, "They are old legends. Yes, but maybe legends never die. Maybe they only wait." As night fell on the burning planet, the humans continued their work. They were not loud, they did not boast. They did not need to. Every action spoke for them. Injured civilians were rescued, alien soldiers were helped, and the Fireborn were slowed, if only a little, by human persistence. In the darkness of space, Alex Carter and his team prepared. The moment would come soon. They would walk into the fire, not because they sought glory, but because they were human, and humans always moved when others could not. The galaxy thought humans were old, weak, and irrelevant. But as the first fires of battle reflected in the eyes of Terran soldiers, a quiet truth began to form. Humans were still here. Humans were still legends. And when the moment came, no one would forget them again. For now, the battle raged. The Fireborn moved with destruction in mind. The coalition fleets struggled to respond. And in the midst of it all, a few humans, calm and determined, waited for the right moment to show the galaxy what old legends could do. And that moment would come sooner than anyone expected. The battle on the burning planet grew worse with every passing hour. Explosions shook the ground, fires spread across cities, and smoke filled the sky. The coalition fleets were stretched thin. Alien soldiers ran in panic and some retreated entirely. The Fireborn seemed unstoppable, moving with precision and force. But the humans did not retreat. Commander Alex Carter watched from the observation ship. His face was calm, almost unreadable. He had seen countless wars in his lifetime, and he knew this moment was critical. "Prepare the drop pods," he said quietly to his team. "We move into the fire. Wait for my signal and do not hesitate." Lieutenant Ben Parker checked his equipment, his hands steady but his heart beating fast. "Sir, are we really going in? The Fireborn fleet is huge. We are few in number." Alex looked at him steadily. "They think we are few. We are humans. The fire is where we work best. Remember what we trained for. Remember why we are here." On the planet below, Captain Noah Hill and his team were holding a small defensive line. They had managed to protect a group of civilians, guiding them through ruined streets to safety. Medic Claire Adams worked tirelessly, carrying injured aliens and humans alike. She had bandaged hundreds of wounds today, and her hands were raw from burns and cuts, but she kept moving. An alien commander, Varric, hovered nearby in his ship, watching the humans. He was frustrated and confused. Why do they not flee? Their numbers are small and their weapons seem weak. He barked orders at his troops. Destroy them, crush them like all the others. His subordinates hesitated, unsettled. They had seen the humans save other species while under attack, and they did not understand it. The humans moved calmly, deliberately, almost like they were untouchable. Back on the observation ship, Alex gave the order. Launch. The drop pods detached from the ship, glowing faintly as they entered the planet's atmosphere. Inside, the Terran soldiers were silent. Each one checked their weapons, their gear, and themselves. They were trained to face fire, chaos, and death. They had learned that hesitation could mean the end of everyone they cared about. Lieutenant Ben Parker gripped his rifle tightly. "I have never seen anything like this," he whispered to his comrade, Sergeant Ethan Cole. Ethan shook his head. "Don't think, just move. When we hit the ground, everything else will make sense." The pods hit the ground with a heavy thud. Smoke and fire surrounded them immediately. Debris rained down and the roar of explosions filled the air. The humans stepped out without hesitation. Each soldier moved with a quiet confidence, scanning the area and taking in the chaos. Noah Hill saw them first. He had been holding his line with a group of civilians nearby. His eyes widened in surprise. "Humans from the observation ship. They are going in," he muttered. Claire Adams looked up. "They are moving toward the fire. They are not waiting for orders. They are going to help." Varric, the alien commander, hissed in anger. "Impossible. They cannot fight like this. They are too few." The humans advanced through streets burning with fireborne attacks. They did not run from flames, smoke, or falling buildings. They helped civilians out of harm's way while returning fire at enemy soldiers. Their movements were precise, their teamwork perfect. They seemed to anticipate danger before it arrived. Ben Parker followed Alex closely. "Sir, how are they not stopping us?" he asked quietly. Alex did not answer. He had learned that fear could not guide humans. Action and calm could. "Watch," he said finally, "and learn what Terrans do in fire." On one street, Ethan Cole and his team found a group of trapped civilians. The building above them was crumbling, smoke and fire everywhere. Without hesitation, they moved in, carrying people out one by one. Alien soldiers tried to stop them, firing from the sides, but the humans never broke formation. Their calm determination pushed back panic. In another part of the city, medic Claire Adams worked to save a wounded alien soldier. He looked at her, confused and terrified. Why are you helping me?" he asked. Claire smiled faintly. "Because you are alive. It does not matter what species you are. Humans save lives even when it is dangerous." The alien could not understand. Around him, other fireborne soldiers attacked, but the humans kept moving. Their actions were strange and frightening to the enemies. Humans advanced where no one else would, saved lives where no one dared to go, and remained calm when all others panicked. Varric watched in disbelief. How can they do this? They are only humans. They should fall like the rest." His aide tried to respond. "They must have some secret weapon, sir. Some power we do not know." Varric shook his head. "No weapon. This is something else. Something human." As the humans moved forward, they began to push back the fireborne soldiers. The enemy was strong but unorganized, and humans used the chaos to their advantage. They did not try to destroy everything. They focused on saving lives, holding key positions, and disrupting enemy attacks. Captain Noah Hill joined Alex and his team. "I didn't think you would actually come in," he said. "But now that you are here, we can hold this sector." Alex nodded. "We are here to do what humans do best. Hold the line, save lives, and keep moving forward. Fear will not stop us." Ben Parker looked around at the destruction. "It feels impossible. The fireborne are everywhere." Alex smiled faintly. "Impossible is just another word for opportunity. Humans move into fire because fire is where we prove ourselves." The battle raged through the night. Fires burned cities to ash, explosions rocked the ground, and the screams of battle echoed everywhere. Still, humans advanced. They rescued civilians, helped wounded soldiers, and fought enemy troops. Their calm presence inspired alien soldiers who began to follow them into danger despite their fear. Varric could not understand what was happening. He barked orders, but his troops hesitated. The humans were strange. They did not flee, they did not panic, and they did not stop moving. Every step they took inspired hope in some and fear in others. On one street, Ethan Cole faced a fireborn soldier alone. He fired carefully, hitting the enemy without hesitation. The alien fell, confused and afraid. Ethan moved past without looking back, focused on the civilians trapped in the building. He carried 2 children and a woman out, then returned for more. Each trip was dangerous, but he never hesitated. Claire Adams worked beside him, moving wounded alien soldiers and humans alike. Her hands were steady, her voice calm. "Keep moving. Don't stop. It will be over soon," she whispered, even though the end seemed far away. Noah Hill saw the humans in action and felt a sense of awe. "They are legends," he muttered. "Old legends of Earth, real and alive." The humans pushed further into the fireborne lines. Explosions rocked the ground, buildings fell, and smoke covered the sky, but they moved forward without fear. They were disciplined, careful, and efficient. They were not reckless, but they were unstoppable in their calm determination. As the night went on, more aliens began to follow them. They were inspired by human bravery, even if they did not understand it. Humans led them through danger, showing them that fear could be controlled, that fire could be faced, and that life could be saved even in the worst conditions. Alex Carter observed all this. He knew the humans had changed the battlefield. The Fireborn had not expected anyone to advance, and now they were facing a force they could not comprehend. "This is only the beginning," Alex said quietly. "Wait until they see what humans can do when we do not hesitate." Ben Parker looked at him. I think they might be right about us. Maybe humans are not old legends. Maybe we are something else." Alex smiled faintly. "We are who we have always been. Legends never die. They only wait for the fire." And in the midst of the burning city, with death and destruction everywhere, humans moved forward. They rescued, they fought, and they inspired. The galaxy had called them old legends, but now the Terrans were showing what humans could do when they walked into the fire. The Fireborn did not understand. The aliens did not understand. Even the Coalition did not fully understand. But the humans understood, and that was all that mattered. As the night wore on, humans continued to advance, unbroken, unstoppable, and calm. Their actions would be remembered. Their bravery would be told in whispers and stories. The galaxy would never forget the day humans walked into the fire. And the Fireborn, who thought they were unstoppable, would soon learn a lesson. They would never forget. The battle raged on, and the Fireborn seemed unstoppable. Their ships and soldiers moved like waves of fire, destroying everything in their path. Yet humans continued forward. The Coalition fleets were scattered and confused. Alien soldiers hesitated, unsure of what to do. The humans did not hesitate. Commander Alex Carter stood on the bridge of the observation ship, watching the chaos below. His face was calm. He had seen fear, panic, and death countless times in his life, but the key was never to let it control you. He turned to Lieutenant Ben Parker. "Look at them," he said quietly. "They think humans are weak, but we never fight for fear. We fight for life, for others, for what must be done." Ben watched as Captain Noah Hill led his small group of humans through the burning streets. Explosions shook the ground and buildings crumbled, but Noah moved with purpose. Civilians followed, trusting the humans to guide them through danger. "Sir, why do humans do this?" Ben asked. "Why do they not run? The Fireborn could kill them all." Alex looked at him steadily. "Humans do not run from fire. Running is easy. Surviving it, saving others while it burns, that is what makes us human. It is in our history, in our training, and in our hearts. When others give up, humans move forward." On the ground, Noah Hill and his team reached a destroyed plaza. Smoke and fire made it hard to see. Civilians were trapped under debris and alien soldiers were injured and confused. Noah signaled his team. "Move carefully. Help everyone. Nothing else matters right now." Ethan Cole and Claire Adams immediately went to work. Ethan lifted heavy rubble to free trapped civilians, his muscles straining but his mind focused. Claire applied first aid to wounded aliens, her hands steady despite burns on her arms. Each action was deliberate, precise, and unshakable. An alien soldier, shaken by the human's bravery, whispered to his comrade, Why do they risk themselves like this? We are told to fight for survival first." His comrade shook his head. "I do not know. They are different, strange, but somehow inspiring." Varric, the alien commander watching from his ship, grew more frustrated. He bellowed at his aides. "How can this be? They are few, old, and weak, yet they move where others would die. Explain it." One aide hesitated. "Sir, perhaps humans do not fight for themselves. Maybe they fight for others. Maybe that is why they are so dangerous." Varric growled. "Dangerous? They are humans, nothing more, yet they should fall." He watched as Noah's team reached a collapsing building where dozens of civilians were trapped. Ethan and another soldier carried people out one by one, dodging falling debris and fire. Claire moved among the wounded, stabilizing them and giving hope. Noah led them through the streets, always calm, always guiding. Back on the observation ship, Alex spoke quietly to his team. "This is what humans do. When others panic, we stay calm. When others flee, we move forward. The galaxy calls us old legends, but we are only ourselves, and ourselves are enough." Ben Parker watched, feeling awe and fear at the same time. "Sir, I have never seen anyone like them, even the young soldiers. They are not afraid, they just act." Alex nodded. "Fear is natural. Humans feel it, but we do not let it control us. Survival is not about avoiding fire. It is about moving through it and helping others along the way." Varric, still observing, grew desperate. He ordered his soldiers to attack the humans directly. Massive fireborne units moved toward Noah's group, expecting them to break and flee. Instead, the humans held formation, countering attacks while protecting civilians. Every step forward inspired alien soldiers who were watching from a distance. An alien commander whispered to his unit, "Follow them. If they move like this, maybe we can survive too." It was the first time alien soldiers had considered following humans. The idea was strange, almost unbelievable, but they were desperate, and humans gave them a reason to hope. Noah led a group through a collapsed bridge. Ethan carried 2 children across, while Claire helped injured aliens move to safety. Explosions rocked the ground beneath them, yet they did not panic. They moved carefully, deliberately, protecting those who could not protect themselves. Varric grew furious. "Stop them. Destroy the humans. They are changing the battle." But the humans were not fighting for victory alone. They fought to save lives, to hold the line, and to show that retreat was not always the answer. They moved through fire because they knew that some things were bigger than fear. On another street, Captain Noah met a young alien soldier hiding behind debris. The boy trembled and pointed a weapon. Noah spoke calmly. "Do not be afraid. I will help you. We are here to protect life, not destroy it." The boy hesitated, then lowered his weapon. Claire moved to his side, applying bandages to his wounds. "See," she said softly, "help does not end with your species. It begins with courage." Ethan looked around at the city. "Sir, this is incredible. Humans are actually changing the enemy's morale." Alex smiled faintly. "Humans always do when they move into fire. Fear is easy, courage is rare, and humans make courage contagious." Noah's team reached a large plaza where hundreds of civilians had gathered. Explosions shook the buildings around them, but humans continued to organize, evacuate, and fight off fireborne soldiers. Alien troops who had been watching began to follow the humans' lead, helping evacuate civilians and hold positions that no one else could. Varric was now shouting orders in desperation. "Kill them. Stop the humans. Do not let them teach others to fight. But it was too late. The humans had already changed the battle. Their calm determination, their willingness to risk themselves for others, was contagious. Alien soldiers were beginning to see that humans fought not for glory but for life. Alex spoke to Ben Parker quietly. Look around. This is why humans do not retreat. Not for pride, not for legend, but for what is right. When the world burns, we walk into the fire to save others. That is why we are dangerous. Ben nodded slowly. I see it now. It is not just courage, it is humanity, it spreads. Noah continued to lead his team through the city, saving civilians and coordinating alien soldiers. The Fireborn continued to attack, but the humans' calm actions made the difference. Where humans moved, chaos became order. Where humans acted, fear was replaced with hope. Ethan carried an injured alien child to safety, passing it to Claire. She looked at him and smiled. That is what humans do. We move forward even when everything burns. Varric could not believe what he saw. Humans, few in number, were advancing steadily while saving lives and inspiring others. They are only humans, he growled. Yet they fight like gods. Noah's team reached a large building on the edge of the city. Hundreds of civilians were trapped inside. Explosions rocked the structure, but the humans did not hesitate. They formed a chain, passing injured people to safety. Alien soldiers joined them, unsure why, but following the example of humans who risked everything. Alex observed from above. The galaxy will remember this. Humans are not weak. Humans are not old legends. Humans are life, courage, and hope in motion. And when we act, the impossible becomes possible. Ben Parker shook his head in disbelief. Sir, I never imagined humans could be like this. Even other species cannot match it. Alex nodded. We do not fight to match others. We fight because it is necessary. That is what Terrans have always done. That is why we never retreat. As the sun began to rise over the burning city, the humans continued their work. They moved through rubble, fire, and enemy attacks. They saved civilians, coordinated alien soldiers, and held positions that no one else could hold. Every action inspired hope. Every life saved was proof that humans were more than old legends. They were real, alive, and unstoppable when they chose to act. Varric's rage grew, but even he began to understand. Humans did not fight for themselves alone. They fought for life, for hope, and for others. That was why they could walk into fire and not break. That was why they were dangerous. Noah Hill looked at his team. Ethan, Claire, and the other soldiers were tired but determined. We keep moving, he said. We do not stop until everyone is safe. Remember why we are here. That is what makes us human. And so, in the heart of fire and chaos, humans moved forward. Their courage spread. Their determination inspired others. Their calm in the face of destruction showed the galaxy a truth long forgotten. When humans walk into fire, they do not retreat. They lead, they save, and they survive. And the Fireborn, who believed themselves unstoppable, were beginning to understand that legends do not die. They only wait for the moment to show the galaxy their true strength. The humans had shown why they did not retreat. They fought because it was necessary, because others depended on them, and because courage was stronger than fear. The galaxy had called them old legends, but in that burning city, the truth was clear. Humans were alive, dangerous, and unforgettable. The Fireborn had grown frustrated. Every attack they launched against the humans was met not with panic or retreat, but with calm and precise resistance. The coalition soldiers who had once doubted humans now followed their lead. The burning city had become a strange sight, humans moving steadily through destruction, guiding aliens, saving civilians, and facing danger without hesitation. Commander Alex Carter watched from his observation ship. This is the moment, he said quietly. We show the Fireborn what humans are capable of. Lieutenant Ben Parker looked at him nervously. Sir, are you sure? Their new weapon is massive. It can destroy entire blocks in seconds. Alex nodded. I know, but humans do not move for glory, we move for life. When the fire is at its worst, that is when we act. That is when legends awaken. On the ground, Captain Noah Hill gathered his team. Ethan Cole, Claire Adams, and the other soldiers were tired and dirty, but their eyes were sharp and determined. Noah pointed toward a massive fire-borne war machine approaching the city's center. It glowed with energy, and its weapons could wipe out entire streets in moments. Civilians had begun to panic, running in all directions. The alien soldiers nearby froze, unsure what to do. This is it, Noah said calmly. We stop this machine. Civilians and soldiers depend on us. We do what humans do best. Ethan shook his head slightly. We are few. One wrong move and we die. Claire touched his arm. Focus on the people we can save. The rest is nothing we can control. Move forward. Noah led the team toward the machine. Fireborne troops tried to stop them, firing from all directions. Explosions rocked the ground, pieces of metal and debris raining down. The humans moved as if the danger did not exist, guiding civilians to safe zones and pushing forward against the enemy. Alien soldiers who had been watching began to follow the humans. They moved awkwardly at first, unsure of how to survive while facing such fire, but they copied the humans' calm movements. Each step forward gave them courage. Each human action gave them hope. Varric, the fireborne commander, watched from above. He had unleashed his strongest weapon, thinking it would crush all resistance. Yet the humans advanced steadily, unbroken. How can they move like this? He hissed. They are only humans. An aide whispered nervously, Sir, their courage, it is spreading. The other species are following them. Varric growled in frustration. He had never encountered a force that inspired others by simply surviving and helping. Every human action was a lesson in discipline, courage, and determination. Noah's team reached a bridge that connected to the city's central plaza. Below, hundreds of civilians were trapped. The war machine loomed closer, its energy weapons ready to fire. Ethan and other soldiers began clearing debris, carrying people across the bridge. Claire moved among the wounded, applying first aid and calming terrified aliens and humans alike. Ben Parker observed from the observation ship. Sir, they are actually slowing the fireborne down. They are inspiring even the enemy to hesitate. Alex nodded. Yes. This is how humans work. Legends awaken in the worst moments, not the easiest ones. Watch and learn. Ethan carried a child across the bridge. The war machine fired and debris exploded nearby, but he did not falter. Claire steadied a wounded alien soldier while a fireborne unit tried to stop her, and she moved forward without panic. The humans were unstoppable in their calm. Noah reached the central plaza, where the war machine aimed its full power. He ordered the team to spread out. We take it down carefully. Protect the civilians. Do not panic. Ethan moved forward to the machine's base. Sparks and fire surrounded him, but he worked with precision, planting charges and using his knowledge of machinery. Another team member, Sergeant Ryan Ford, climbed to the top, disabling secondary weapons while avoiding fireborne fire. Claire directed civilians to safe zones. Move quickly but carefully. Do not look back. Stay calm. We will protect you. Alien soldiers followed the humans' example. They blocked incoming attacks, evacuated civilians, and moved forward against fireborne forces. They were unsure why they trusted the humans, but something in their calm and steady movements gave them faith. Varric's fury grew. Destroy them. This is impossible. One weapon should have ended them all. His aides hesitated. The humans did not behave like other species. They did not panic. They did not retreat. They acted calmly, deliberately, and with courage that spread to anyone nearby. The fireborne could not understand it. Ethan planted the last charge and signaled Noah. Done, ready for detonation. Noah looked at his team. They were exhausted, dirty, and burned, but their eyes were steady. He nodded. Now, the explosion rocked the plaza. The fireborne war machine shook and faltered. Sparks flew everywhere. Humans and alien soldiers worked together to push it off balance, dismantling it piece by piece. The civilians cheered as they realized the humans had saved them. Varric watched in disbelief. His greatest weapon had been neutralized, not by numbers or power, but by courage and determination. The humans had done what no one else could. His soldiers hesitated, unsure what to do next. The humans' calm courage had spread to them. They began to follow, helping in ways they never imagined. Noah and his team moved through the city, dismantling remaining threats and guiding civilians to safety. Alien soldiers followed, inspired and careful, learning from humans in real time. Ethan carried injured aliens, while Claire continued to apply first aid. Every human action showed the others how to survive and help, even in impossible conditions. Alex observed from above. This is why humans are legends. Not because of strength or weapons, but because of courage that spreads. When the galaxy faces fire, humans awaken. They are dangerous because they inspire life where others see only death. Ben Parker shook his head. Sir, it is unbelievable. Even the enemy is following them now. Alex nodded. Yes, humans do not fight alone. When they act, others join them. That is the power of courage, and that is why humans are feared in stories and whispers. Not for what we can destroy, but for what we can save and inspire. Noah's team reached the edge of the city. The Fireborn still attacked, but they were hesitant now. Their confidence had been shaken. Civilians had been saved. Humans had survived impossible attacks, and alien soldiers had begun to trust and follow them. Ethan looked around at the survivors. Sir, we have done it. The Fireborn are pulling back in some areas. We've inspired others to fight. Noah nodded. This is only the beginning. We hold the city, protect the people, and show the galaxy what humans can do. Legends do not die. They awaken when needed. Claire applied bandages to the last of the wounded in the plaza. Everyone is safe for now, thanks to humans. Varric, furious and confused, had no answer. His strongest weapon had been neutralized. His soldiers were hesitant, and humans continued to move through the fire with calm determination. He realized something he had not understood before. Humans were not just old legends. They were alive, dangerous, and unstoppable when they chose to act. Alex turned to Ben Parker. See, this is why humans never retreat. We move forward because others depend on us. We act when fire is at its worst. That is when legends awaken. Ben nodded slowly. I understand now. It is not just courage. It is humanity. It spreads. It makes others stronger and braver. Noah looked at his team. Ethan, Claire, and the others were tired, but their eyes burned with determination. We keep moving, he said. We hold the line, protect life, and show the galaxy what humans can do. Fear cannot stop us. And so, in the heart of fire and chaos, humans moved forward. They dismantled weapons, saved civilians, and inspired alien soldiers to follow them. Their calm courage and determination changed the course of the battle. The Fireborn had underestimated them, and the galaxy had begun to remember. Humans were no longer old legends. They were living proof that courage, calm, and determination could turn impossible situations into hope. And when the fire came, humans would always walk into it. The legends had awakened, and the galaxy would never forget their names. The Fireborn were retreating. Their fleets moved away from the planet in disarray. Their soldiers who remained were hesitant, confused, and shaken by what they had witnessed. Humans, few in number, had faced their strongest weapons, saved civilians, and inspired other species to act. The battle was over, and the city, though scarred, had survived. Commander Alex Carter watched from the observation ship. His face was calm but satisfied. They will remember this day, he said quietly to Lieutenant Ben Parker. The galaxy will remember humans for what we truly are, not for old stories, but for actions that cannot be forgotten. Ben looked down at the city below. Buildings were damaged, fires still burned in places, but the streets were alive with people moving and rebuilding. Sir, I think they finally understand. The humans are not old legends. We are something else. Alex nodded. We are ourselves, that is enough. On the ground, Captain Noah Hill walked through the streets with his team. Ethan Cole and Claire Adams were with him, checking on survivors and helping organize rescue operations. Alien soldiers moved beside them, carrying supplies, helping the wounded and assisting civilians. What had been fear and confusion was now hope and cooperation. We did it, Ethan said softly. We actually did it. The Fireborn are gone, at least for now. Noah shook his head. It is not over. Rebuilding is just as important as surviving. People need to know they can trust each other, that life can continue after fire. That is what humans do. Claire moved to a group of civilians. She handed water and food to a small family. The mother looked at her with tears in her eyes. Thank you, she whispered. We thought we would die. Claire smiled gently. Humans are here to protect life. That is all that matters. Alien soldiers who had once doubted humans now looked at them with respect. One young alien approached Noah. We followed you. You showed us how to act. I did not understand humans before. Now I see, you are different. Noah placed a hand on the alien's shoulder. We are not different. We just move when others cannot. We do not wait for orders or fear. We act because it is necessary. That is what humans do. Varric, the Fireborn commander, had fled to his fleet. He was furious, confused, and humbled. His strongest weapon had failed. His troops had hesitated. Humans had survived, and alien soldiers had joined them. He realized that the stories about humans being old legends were not enough. Humans were alive, strong, and dangerous when they chose to act. Back at the city center, humans continued to organize rescue operations. Ethan and Claire were helping rebuild temporary shelters, moving supplies and checking on the wounded. Noah coordinated with alien leaders, ensuring civilians had food, water, and safety. Ben Parker spoke to Alex on the observation ship. Sir, the coalition fleets are talking about humans differently now. They respect us. They are even inspired by us. Alex nodded. That is the effect of human courage. When we act in fire, when we save lives, when we lead others, the galaxy sees it. That is why humans are legends. Not stories, but reality. As the sun rose over the city, smoke still rising from damaged buildings, the humans took a moment to look at what they had accomplished. Hundreds of civilians were safe. Alien soldiers had learned courage. The Fireborn had retreated, and the city, though scarred, had survived. Noah looked at his team. Ethan and Claire were tired but smiling. We keep moving forward, he said. We hold the line until everyone is safe. This is what humans do. We do not stop after the fire. We continue to protect life. Alien leaders approached Noah and his team. They bowed slightly, an unusual gesture of respect. One of them said, Humans, you are not old legends. You are living proof that courage and calm can change the galaxy. We are grateful for your actions. Noah smiled. Thank you, we are just humans. We do what is necessary to protect life. That is all any of us can do. Claire helped a small child to a safe place. See, she said softly, even in fire life continues. Humans keep moving even when everything burns. That is what makes us different. Ethan carried supplies to civilians. He looked at Noah. Sir, do you think the galaxy will ever forget this day? Noah nodded slowly. No, they will not. The Fireborn will remember. The Coalition will remember. And humans will remember too. Legends do not die. They only awaken when needed. Today we awakened. Alex Carter spoke to Ben Parker. This is why humans survive, why humans inspire. Not for glory, not for power, but because we choose to act when others cannot. That is why humans will always walk into fire. Ben nodded, understanding finally. I see it now. It is not just bravery. It is humanity itself. It spreads. It changes everything. As the city recovered, humans and aliens worked together to rebuild what had been destroyed. Fires were put out. civilians were cared for. Alien soldiers learned discipline, courage, and calm under pressure. The humans had not just survived, they had taught the galaxy something new. Varric, in his fleet, knew he had been defeated, not by numbers, not by weapons, but by human courage. He had underestimated humans, and the lesson was clear. Humans were not old legends. They were alive, strong, and unstoppable when needed. Back on the ground, Noah looked at the sky. The fireborne fleet was gone. The sun shone over the city. Civilians, alien soldiers, and humans alike were safe. The battle had ended, but the legend had only begun. Claire whispered to Ethan, "We did what we had to do. We saved lives. We showed the galaxy what humans can do." Ethan nodded. "And they will never forget us now." Noah gathered his team one last time. "Remember this moment. We are humans. We move forward, we protect life, and we never retreat. Legends are not stories, they are actions, and today we proved it." Alex turned to Ben. "Look around. The galaxy will remember humans. Not as old legends, but as living proof that courage, calm, and determination can change everything. When fire comes, humans will always walk into it. That is who we are." Ben looked at the city, at the humans helping, at the aliens inspired, and at the civilians smiling despite the destruction. He finally understood. "Sir, humans are legends alive, not stories, alive." The sun rose higher, illuminating the city. Fire still smoldered, buildings were damaged, but life continued. Humans moved through the city, guiding, helping, inspiring. The Fireborn had retreated, the Coalition had learned, and the galaxy had remembered. Noah looked at his team and said, "We keep walking into fire. Today, tomorrow, whenever it is needed. That is what humans do." And so, the humans had changed the course of history. They had faced impossible fire, inspired life, and survived. The galaxy called them old legends, but now everyone knew the truth. Humans were alive, dangerous, and unstoppable when they chose to act. The battle was over, but the legend had only begun. Humans would always walk into fire, and the galaxy, forever changed, would never forget it.